Hello. To begin with, let me share with you my personal wake-up moment when I discovered that quantum computing is more than just an interesting topic for a curious technologist like me, but an area with relevant business applications. In January 2018, one of our large clients called me and wanted to talk to our quantum computing expert. At this time, I needed to reach out to our technology labs in the Silicon Valley and fly in one of our lab's researchers. But looking deeper into the topic, I found that quantum computing has evolved faster than expected and is still increasing in speed. And many of our clients already started looking into the topic and its implications for their business. So I founded our Quantum Computing Technology Incubation Group in Germany in 2018, hired my first quantum computing PhD to lead it, and we are now expanding the group into Europe. And today, I'm here to share with you my perspective on the emerging quantum computing ecosystem. We will answer questions like, why is now the time to get ready for the quantum impact? Who is already investing in that area, from countries to venture capitalists to established and emerging quantum vendors? And I will close with an example of a platform connecting supply and demand in the quantum ecosystem. So let me start with, why is now the time to get ready? In October 2019, Google published a paper in Nature claiming they have reached quantum supremacy. This term was coined 2012 by Caltech professor John Priskill, and since then was the holy grail all quantum computer researchers and manufacturers were aiming for. While at this time, they solved a very abstract mathematical problem and not a concrete business issue, it still was a significant milestone achievement that proved for the first time that quantum computers can effectively calculate a solution to a problem that would take traditional high-performance computers years or even thousands of years to solve. And not only research on quantum has accelerated. Also, global investment trends have skyrocketed in the past, reaching 22 billion in 2020. In the past years, we have seen a race with announcements of ever-increasing numbers of investments by leading industry nations around the globe. Investments from 100 millions to billions for fundamental research and applications of quantum computers. But not only governments are investing. Also, venture capitalists are entering the scene with a total estimated volume of 1.2 billion. This is a strong sign that there are applications of quantum computing with short to medium-term tangible benefits that can yield a profitable return on their investments. And beyond that, we see that a vibrant and colorful ecosystem of established and emerging companies, ranging from the big cloud platform players to small startups, is growing. They provide hardware, software, and services, or serve as enablers in the market. And it's not a play of the United States alone, but we also find more and more interesting contributors from Europe. For example, in hardware, Oxford Quantum Circuits, or IQM in Finland and Germany. And even Nokia is investing in IQM to be part of the race. On the software side, companies like HQS, Raco, Q&Co, or Cambridge Quantum Computing come to mind. All of this democratizes access to quantum computing technology, which is now available in a pay-as-you-go model in the cloud. And initiatives like the European Quantum Flagship or Planck in Germany enable new entrants in the field and bring together supply and demand. So how can we bring a little bit of structure into that vast field of different vendors? So let's look at the quantum computing hardware and software stack. So what is required to build a useful quantum application? You can see here from bottom to top, it starts with hardware infrastructure, so the physical qubits. But to control those, you need quantum machine controls, electronics that is able to control the qubits in different physical realizations. And then on top, you have quantum computing assembler language that addresses step by step each of these bits. But for normal developers or data scientists to get access to this, you need higher level quantum programming languages. And only on top of those, you can develop quantum analytical models and quantum or quantum inspired algorithms. These algorithms then deal with the data that's provided out of the business domains. And on top of those, then you form applications or products. All these different layers require many new skills, starting from quantum engineers at the very bottom, who are typically physicists who know how a quantum qubit is physically realized, up to industry experts at the very top that typically don't need a deep understanding of quantum computing, but bring the industry knowledge and the key facts of their domain. And in between, you have many other roles, some traditional roles that need to learn new skills in quantum computing, and some new roles like a quantum integrator that help to build the overall stack. What is key here is that this requires collaboration by all these different parties to form the complete application, and that typically none of our clients has all of those skills in their own house. And so it's important to watch out into the ecosystem and see whom you can partner with. So on your search for the right partner, what also could be helpful is this report that's yearly published by TBR, an analyst, and they are looking into the vendors that provide services in the quantum computing space by 4 different segments, ranging from system innovation or system virtualization, which is more at the hardware and software side, and then ranging up to IT skills development or application discovery, which is more on the use case or application side. And each vendor has their own unique profile on where they are specializing. And while the traditional hardware and software players typically specialize in the first two, consultancies like us are ranging more in the area of application discovery. And we are glad to see that TBR ranks us here quite high in their positioning on the demand side of software and services. So, but where are we now on the journey to real business applications? So if we look back to the last 2 to 3 years, the typical questions our clients were asking us initially were about what is it, how can it be used, and what would be the value, or does it have a value for me? But now we see that questions are actually turning to, can this scale, or can we transform industries or markets, or even create new products and markets based on this? So the technology has proven its value, and it's just a matter of time now that we see real business applications. And one particular field where we see a very strong take-up and where it's expected there's a lot of value be generated from exploring quantum computing is the pharma industry. The leading players in that industry have long left the field on the left-hand side of investigating if that could be something for them. But they are now in areas of either exploring the ecosystem and understanding with whom they can partner, or ramping up dedicated teams on their own with a quantum computing lead and a couple of team members looking into use case and applications. Or some are even investing in startups to strengthen their position in the market and gain access to critical skills. And the leading players play in all these three pillars and have understood that only by collaborating across the ecosystem with startups and with their own power, knowing their own business domain best, they can really benefit from quantum computing. And those collaborations also between the players, for example, in industry consortium, helps then to rise the tide actually for all the boats, so for all companies, and bring quantum computing forward. And we see that this collaboration actually is essential. And that's why let me now also highlight one example that enables such collaboration, the Planck Consortium that we are a member of in Germany, and that has the goal to bring together providers of quantum computing services, hardware and software services, and experts, for example, from universities that know how to apply algorithms on those hard and software, and solution partners who are able to form that into an overall application or product, and bring those three together with users and new entrants in the field of quantum computing that might not yet have the knowledge in-house to develop solutions on their own. And so the platform is enabling them to benefit from the knowledge of the others that are joining. And what you can see here is that in this consortium, we have two levels of partners that we bring in. On the one hand, the consortium partners that also get a funding from the German government and that are actively contributing in work packages, connecting hard and software providers, setting up the platform and coding it there, elaborating on use cases, taking care for also for awareness about the platform. And then we have associated partners who are benefiting from listening in and learning, but also bringing in examples or their business issues that then the consortium partners helping them to solve. So overall, what this platform enables is it offers a marketplace that brings together supply and demand and matches between users and the solution partners that are on the platform. On the other hand, it's also a knowledge platform, so that if some companies like small and medium enterprises, they don't have yet the knowledge about quantum in-house, that they can use the platform to learn fast and also find partners. And they can also upload their data to the platform while keeping the complete data sovereignty in those data rooms. Yeah? And they can collaborate with solution partners safely on the data. And last but not least, there's also a tool we call NISQ Analyzer that helps you to evaluate what is the optimum quantum backend for your code and for your issue at hand. With that, let me close with a few key takeaways. It's now time to get ready for the impact of quantum computing. It can be both a threat and an opportunity for your business. It's up to you to understand the business use cases. So build up an understanding of the ecosystem and connect with relevant players for you. Start your own quantum initiative, build and train your teams, and conduct business experiments. And if you want to learn more, you find our study, Get Ready for the Quantum Impact, on my LinkedIn page. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to your questions.